switch gears here and segue into it. When we posted a video on our YouTube channel about a couple months ago about Jack Eichel, some Buffalo Sabres fans did not take too kindly to that, and they were all over us. But it's pretty much come to fruition that there's going to be a divorce there between the Sabres and Jack Eichel. Really quickly, I guess, who's a team that you could really see Jack Eichel landing? What team makes because there's going to be a lot of teams that make a pitch for him. 24-year-old top flight centermen like him do not go on the market very often. So there's going to be a lot of bidders, I would think.
I've been on record on saying this. I think, my most likely spot, just because I see a lot of synergies there, and I see pieces available. I look at the New York Rangers. I think that's probably the ideal spot for a guy like Jack Eichel. You're talking about a premier forward, and he is what he is. Jack Eichel's a superstar. The fact that he's in Buffalo doesn't help him, but just the fact of what he brings and the talent and such, and having a guy like that on Broadway, it's a no-brainer. I look at the team itself. The Rangers are an up-and-coming team. I think they have a lot of nice pieces there. I also think for them to make a deal like that, then you're looking at having a guy like Eichel and say Zibanejad as your 1-2. That's a pretty good start.
Yep.
So I also think, they're going through a transition now where the Rangers have just retooled their front office and put a guy by the name of Chris Drury, who has a very long history with the Buffalo Sabres, that I can see him, reconnecting with that to make a deal. And I think they would give a lot of nice pieces back to Buffalo. They probably won't win the deal, but enough for Buffalo to start another rebuild, but with some nice pieces in play. And that's a couple first-round picks, a high-end draft pick, prospect that the Rangers may have had already, like Capo Caco, or another up-and-coming centerman like Ryan Strome. Again, you're not going to win the deal, but they would have enough pieces to go back, and I think it would be a good win-win because really Buffalo can look at their lineup and say, well, I need a centerman, I need a goaltender, I need a defenseman, I need some picks, and that's a pretty good start. And plus, they can afford it. They have the cap room to do it as well, to make it work. So it just fits. And with all this new hockey contract stuff, with the ratings and television, you're telling me the NHL wouldn't want a marquee star on Broadway like Jack Eichel, American? It fits for me.
If I'm the Sabres, I'm telling the New York Rangers that the deal starts with Lafreniere. Like that's where our discussions begin. So let's work a deal from there. Maybe throw me Georgiev, because you're going to lose him in the expansion draft anyways. Something along those lines. I think that's really appealing if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan. So I think that's a good choice, and that's one of the favorites, I believe. Bobby, who do you think?
I got another team in the East. I got Philadelphia just because of the capital they have, the prospect capital. But my question is, is Buffalo going to want to move him? First of all, I love this. This is so NBA-ish and storylines and drama that we'll talk about later. But Philadelphia makes a lot of sense in terms of, that's going to be a team that might go after him. But Buffalo might say, if we're going to trade him, we're not trading him in conference. And so the other team I look at out west, and the only one that really comes to mind, maybe a team like Anaheim might push, but I don't think they have the capital. What about Colorado? Like, they have a ton of prospects. I know the strength of Buffalo kind of right now, it's sad to say, might be their defense, and that's what Colorado has in abundance. But that they're a team that just has so many good high-end prospects that maybe they make a push.
God help everyone if Colorado ends up getting Jack Eichel. Come on, that wouldn't even be fair.
There's just not enough money to go around. Come on.
I don't think, but McKinnon's not making anything. Like I don't think they're paying very much at all.
Yeah, he's making 6.5, but they're going to have
up soon.
Makar soon. So
yeah, Makar, Rantanen just got paid. Gerard is coming up off his entry level.
Gerard got $5 million, so he's making $5 million next year.
Sorry, not Gerard. Oh man, the other kid there. He'll be in a year or so. You got to try to think ahead of time. Like Bowen Byram, the other guy there. I'm not saying it can't work because they would have to throw money back the other way, but you'd have to throw one of those pieces back. You can't keep them all in a trade for Eichel. They're gonna shoot hard after one of those guys.
Maybe they shoot back like a Burakovsky and one of their top defense. Maybe they throw back a Burakovsky and Byron. You know,
these are getting as bad as the Montreal.
No, I ask for way more than that if I'm the Sabres. Nice try though.
Nazem Kadri.
When Rantanen signed, was that a bridge deal or was that a longer term deal?
I believe it was 3 years.
So if it's a bridge deal, then he's going to be up soon after next year also then.
Yeah, so I think he got close to Marner money. Close.
They're just getting such a deal on McKinnon
McKinnon, yes.
It opens up so many options for them because he should be making 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, for
6
sure.
and a half.
Who do you have, Joe?
Well, best contract in the league, probably.
Yeah, I don't think it's even close.
Who do you have, Joe?
Well, I was thinking about this and I reading up on it. I know LA would be a good spot because they have a ton of prospects.
Yeah, that was the other team I was thinking. Yeah.
They're one of the favorites as well. And Jack Eichel, you know, in Tinseltown, a star like that would go well there. But what about this?
Uh-oh.
What if
I think I know where you're going.
What if you are Ron Francis and Seattle? You don't have any players yet, but what you do have is an abundance of cap space. What if they can somehow manage a way to tell the Sabres, we're going to give you picks, guys that we pick up, prospects that we draft, plus we're also going to take Jeff Skinner in the expansion draft and take that $9 million off your hands. Do you think that might not be enticing for Mr. Pagula? Terry Pagula doesn't like that, getting rid of a $9 million player who they hate.
I don't.
You got to bring players back though.
Of course, but there might be a way there.
See it.
Doesn't Terry own the Buffalo Bills, which means he's like, I don't think $9 million means a lot to this guy.
They make the trade for Eichel to Seattle and it brings back a receiver DK Metcalf in the deal or something like that. To help out the Bills.
Perhaps.
It's funny. I'm doing a quick little search here, and believe it or not, one of the favorites they have here, which I never would have guessed them. But the Minnesota Wild, they actually have at the top with the Rangers. But here's the one for you. I know you're gonna throw up when you hear this, but where did Jack Eichel play his university hockey or his college hockey?
Would that be Boston?
It would be Boston. And with Bergeron getting a little long in the tooth, does Boston have?
Who do they have? Like, what prospects do they have that Buffalo's going to want? Like,
Charlie McAvoy, Brandon Carlo.
Yeah, let's hold on one sec though. Once we go back to realignment, these teams are in the same division. The rule number one is you don't trade them in division.
Or if you do, that team's got to overpay over everybody else.
And Boston ain't gonna overpay for them. I don't see it. Not Boston. Not Minnesota either. Minnesota's such a spin their tires in the mud team. Sorry,
you're right, Rob, but LeBron has them as a top potential.
Where does LeBron have them? Because LeBron comments on everything. I want to know where he has them. What are his thoughts?
The Clippers.
He's going to the Brooklyn Nets, just like every other superstar.
He's coming off the bench with Blake Griffin.